Friends, welcome to my English lecture for Standard 9, Subject English. Myself, D.B. Kohli, Assistant Teacher from Sangli High School, Sangli. Dear friends, today we are going to deal with a very interesting lesson. Unit 1, 1.4, The Story of Tea. Here, we always try to get fresh up. So we try to get fresh up. We always drink a cup of tea and we get fresh. So let's begin with a question. Can you name the most widely consumed beverage in the world after water? Perhaps many of you have guessed the answer. The most popular beverage in the world is tea. The fresh, aromatic brew with which people like to begin their day. It has a refreshing astringent flavor. It is actually made by brewing, that is, by infusing in boiling water the leaves and shoots of the plant, whose botanical name is the Camellia sinensis. The leaves are at first dried, cured, and processed before they are packed and sold to us. Camellia sinensis is an evergreen plant that grows in tropical and subtropical climate. Tea plants require at least 100 to 125 centimeters of rainfall a year and prefer acidic soils. Many of the world's best tea estates are located on hill slope at elevation up to 1500 meters. It is said that the tea plants grow slowly and acquire a rich flavor at this height. When the plants mature, only the top 1 to 2 inches of plants are picked. These buds and leaves are called flushes. A new flush appears on the plant every 7 to 10 days during the peak growing season. Left to grow on its own, the tea plant may actually grow into a small tree. But in all tea gardens, the plants are pruned and kept at a height of about 3 feet to enable easy plucking of the leaves. The teas we buy are usually classified according to their size, leaf size. Accordingly, we have one Assam type of tea characterized by the largest leaves, second China type characterized by the smallest leaves, and third Cambodge characterized by leaves of intermediate size. We have three very distinct and different tea growing regions in India. Each of these regions is famous for the special type of tea it produces, which are unique in taste, aroma, strain, and flavor. The three regions are Darjeeling in northeastern India, Assam in far northeast India, and Nilgiris in the south India. Most people agree that tea is a refreshing drink. It contains no carbohydrates, fat, or proteins. What gives tea itself its special and distinct flavor is theanine as well as caffeine, which give the drink its stimulates quality. How and when did the people first began to drink tea? An amusing story has come down to us from Chinese legends. It is said that Emperor Shennong, the father of Chinese agriculture and medicine, was on his travels when a servant was boiling some water for the emperor to drink. Just then, a few leaves from a nearby tree blew into the boiling water. The water immediately changed its color. On drinking the water, the emperor was amazed by the rich flavor and the refreshing quality of the resulting infusion. Excited by the unknown plant and its amazing flavor, he carried out further investigations and discovered that tea had many healing and restorative properties and could also be used as an antidote to certain poisons. Yet another legend tells us that it was a Buddhist monk named Bodhidharma who was the first to use tea as a drink. He was keen to find a herb or a medicinal plant which would help him stay awake and alert for long periods of the time in prayer and meditation. After considerable research and trial, he found that chewing leaves from the tea shrub acted as a stimulant, helping him stay awake. It was he who introduced tea among his disciples in China. It is said that Japanese priests studying under Buddhist teachers in China carried tea seeds and leaves back home with them. Turkish traders also began to bargain for tea on the border of Mongolia. In fact, the story goes that the Chinese emperor Hui Tunzang was so taken up with tea that he set up a research into the best tea whisking methods and also hosting tea making and tea tasting tournaments in the court. So tea-minded was he that he failed to notice that Mongolia had actually taken over his empire. Thus, the habit of drinking tea spread to Japan, Europe, and England, where it became a fashionable and popular drink among the people. How did this magical beverage get its name? The Chinese character T U was first used in early inscriptions to describe tea, but later a new character CHA was developed to refer especially to tea. The word CH is now sometimes used in English to refer to China tea, and as well as all know, it is very close to Hindi word chai, which is used all over India to refer tea. मित्रांनो, प्रस्तुत पाठात चहा व चहा लागवड विषयीचे वर्णन केलेले आहे. प्रत्येकाच्या जीवनात चहा या पेयाला अत्यंत महत्त्वाचे स्थान आहे. चहाची लागवड कोणत्या प्रांतात होते याविषयी या पाठातून आपल्याला माहिती मिळते. एखाद्या व्यक्तीला आलेला थकवा जर आपल्याला दूर करण्यासाठी व ताजेतवान वाटण्यासाठी आपण चहा हे पेय उपयोगी पडते. आसाममधील चहा, चीनमधील चहा व कंबोडामधील चहा असे 3 प्रकार चहाच्या वर्गीकरणात आलेले आहेत. भारतात वेगवेगळ्या प्रांतामध्ये चहाची लागवड करण्यात येते. या चहा पेयाला खूप प्राचीन काळापासूनच महत्त्व प्राप्त झालेलं आहे. लोकांमध्ये असलेली चहा पिण्याची सवय ही जपान, युरोप व इंग्लंडमध्ये पसरली व ती एक लोकप्रिय पेय म्हणून ओळखले जाऊ लागले. इसवी सन 1770च्या दशकात ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनीने भूतान व आसाम येथे चहाची लागवड करण्याचा प्रयत्न केला, परंतु त्यांना त्यात यश आलेलं नाही. अशा रीतीने 1838मध्ये आसाममधील सर्वप्रथम भारतीय चहा इंग्लंडमध्ये विक्रीसाठी पाठवण्यात आली होती. अशा रीतीने वेगवेगळ्या देशांमध्ये या चहा पेयाला खूप महत्त्व प्राप्त झालेलं आहे. ह्याचा वनस्पतीशास्त्रीयानुसार या चहाच्या वनस्पतीला इंग्रजीमध्ये कॅमेलिया सेन्सिस असं म्हटलं जातं. ह्या चहामध्ये वेगवेगळे प्रकारचे वेगवेगळ्या गुणधर्म आहेत. शरीरामध्ये प्रतिकारशक्ती निर्माण करण्यासाठी ह्या चहाचा वापर केला जातो. ह्या चहाचा उदय असं म्हटलं जातं की चायनामध्ये झालेला आहे किंवा चायनीज भिक्षुकांच्याकडून झालेला आहे. जे बौद्ध भिक्षुक होते हे प्रवास करत असताना त्यांचा एका नोकरानं पाणी गरम करण्यासाठी ठेवलेलं असता त्याच्यामध्ये एक पान येऊन पडतं आणि त्या पान पडल्यानंतर त्या पाण्याचा रंगच बदलला जातो आणि त्याच्यानंतर ह्या चायनाच्या शेती विश्वातला सगळ्यात मोठा आणि औषधी वनस्पतीमधला सगळ्यात मोठा असा राजा होऊन गेलेला आहे. त्याचं नाव आहे शेनॉंग. ह्याला ते कळाल्यानंतर तो त्याच्यामध्ये रिसर्च केला, शोध घेतला आणि अभ्यास केल्यानंतर ह्या चहाच्या पाण्याची त्याला ही माहिती मिळालेली आहे. त्याच्यानंतर पहिला बौद्ध धर्म, बुद्धिस्ट मॉन्क म्हणजे भिक्षुक होता, त्याचं नाव आहे बोधी धर्म. ह्यानेही चहाचा शोध लावला असं म्हटलं जातं. त्यांना उशीरपर्यंत ध्यान साधना करण्यासाठी ते चहाच्या पानं चावत असत आणि मग त्यांच्या लक्षामध्ये आलं की त्यांना ह्या चहाच्या पानं चावल्यामुळं त्यांना जास्तीत जास्त उशीरपर्यंत जागे राहू शकत होते, एनर्जेटिक राहू शकत होते आणि ह्या वनस्पतीचा त्यांना उपयोग होऊ लागला. त्याच्यानंतर ह्या चायनामध्ये असे बरेच राजे झाले की त्यांनी त्या चहाच्या विश्वामध्ये मोठी प्रगती केली. आणि आणखीन एक राजा होऊन गेलेला आहे थुईसंग. ह्याने तर चहामध्ये संशोधन केलेलं आहे, वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारची चहा पद्धती बनवलेली आहे आणि चहा बनवण्याचा, पिण्याचा, चाखण्याचा असे स्पर्धा ते घेत असत आणि ह्याच्यामध्ये इतके त्या राजदरबारामध्ये हे चहाचे प्रोग्राम होत असत की असं झालं शेवटी की त्या चहाच्या विश्वामध्ये ते इतकं गुंग होऊन गेले की मंगोलिया ह्या देशानं त्यांच्यावरती कब्जा करून त्यांच्या राज्यावरती हल्ला करून चायना हस्तगत केलेलं होतं, चायनाचा पराभव केलेला होता. इथंपर्यंत ह्या राजानं ह्या चहाच्या विश्वामध्ये आपली प्रगती, ह्या चहाच्या विश्वामध्ये आपली माहिती निर्माण केलेली होती.